It was supposed to be an ordinary night. Dinner, a mindless movie neither of us cared about. The kind of night that feels familiar, comfortable. The kind of night you have when love settles into routine. Or so I thought. She laughed at something on her phone. Message. The screen lit up, and for just a second, only a second, I saw it. Name. One I didn't recognize. But something in my gut twisted. She caught me looking, quickly flipped the phone face down, and laughed again. Nobody, she said. Just a friend. But when someone says nobody and hides their screen like it's a burning secret, you just know. I tried to shake it off. Tried to enjoy the evening. Tried to pretend I hadn't just seen the beginning of the end. But my mind wouldn't let it go. Her smile felt different. Her touch didn't linger like it used to. And her eyes, they were always somewhere else. I didn't confront her that night. Didn't yell. Didn't accuse. I just watched. Listened. Waited. It didn't take long. She started staying up later. Locking her phone. Smiling at texts she wouldn't let me see. I became a ghost in my own home. And she became a stranger wearing the face of the woman I loved. Then one night I broke. She was in the shower. Her phone buzzed on the nightstand. I wasn't going to check it. I swear I wasn't. But my hand moved on its own, like it already knew what my heart wasn't ready to face. Picked it up. And there it was. His name. Again. But this time not just one message. Dozens. Hundreds. Pictures. Memories I wasn't part of. Plans. Secrets. Desire. And worse, laughter. Inside jokes. The kind we used to share. The kind that told me this wasn't just some fleeting mistake. This was something deeper. Something deliberate. She hadn't just cheated. She had replaced me, piece by piece in silence. I didn't wait for her to step out of the shower. I didn't need lies. Didn't need a performance. I walked to the closet, grabbed a bag, took only what I needed, and left. No goodbye. No note. No sound. She never thought I'd actually do it. But she didn't know me anymore. The days after were a blur. I checked into a cheap hotel, ignored every text, let every call go unanswered. First she blew up my phone. Where are you? Talk to me. This isn't fair. Can explain. But what was there to explain? She made her choice. And I made mine. Blocked her. Deleted our pictures. Unfollowed everything. Erased her the best I could. But you don't really erase someone you love. You just try to mute the volume of their memory. 2 weeks later, I moved into a small apartment. Started over. Started breathing again. Some nights, I still woke up reaching for her. Habit, I guess. Cruel muscle memory. But over time, the silence became peaceful. And over time, the ache stopped screaming. 6 months passed. And then she found me. I was walking home from work, groceries in one hand, headphones in the other. I turned the corner. And there she was. Standing outside my building. She looked smaller. Not physically, but like something inside her had collapsed. Like guilt had hollowed her out. Hey, she said softly, like nothing had happened. I didn't speak. I just stared. Can we talk? She asked. I should have walked past her. Should have kept going. But I didn't. Maybe part of me still wanted answers. Maybe part of me just wanted to hear her admit it. We sat in a small cafe down the block. One I'd never taken her to. My new space. She stirred her coffee but never took a sip. Her hands trembled. Her voice barely above a whisper. I never thought you'd really leave, she said. That was her first mistake. She thought love made me weak. But it didn't. It made me strong enough to walk away. She said it wasn't serious. That she was lost. That it was a mistake. But mistakes don't happen over months. Mistakes don't text you good morning every day. Mistakes don't replace the man who shared your bed. She cried. Said she missed me. Said her life hadn't been the same. And I believed her. But that didn't change anything. Because regret doesn't erase betrayal. And guilt isn't love. I don't need you to forgive me, she whispered. I just needed you to know, I still think about us. He nodded. And for the first time in a long time I felt nothing. No pain. No anger. No longing. Just clarity. You think about us, I said quietly. But you didn't fight for us when it mattered. She didn't argue. She couldn't. She stood up. Waited for me to say something. Anything. But I had already said everything that mattered. I left her sitting there. And walked back into my life. A life that no longer had room for someone who once believed I would stay. No matter what. Because if someone shows you what you mean to them, believe them. Don't wait for closure. Don't wait for apologies that come too late. Because sometimes the strongest thing you can do is leave when they never thought you would. And never look back.